Hello friends, it's Jayma Malmy and welcome back to another scrapbook process video. Today's video is a collaboration with the creative design team and we are focusing on using layers in our projects. So I'm going to be scrapbooking this photo of my daughter from 2015. It is one of my all-time favorite photos of her, and I can't believe I haven't scrapbooked it till now. But I'm really glad I waited because this In Full Bloom collection is absolutely perfect for this photo. I'm going to be using this sketch from Christie's Beautiful Life Sketch Challenge. It is from Scrap-A-Sketch, and so I'm going to use that to jumpstart my creativity here. I usually do more than one photo on a layout, but the last couple have been just one, so we're just going to go with that.
I've already built my base page. It's hard to tell, but there's a black border with a really light gray color on top. And aren't these papers beautiful? I thought this one with all the graphic goodness on the right would be perfect for that largest layer that's on the right of the sketch. So I held that up and I thought that I would like that. And then I grabbed this paper that's an exclusive one to the scrapbook kit, the blue one. It was a little too washed out. I did like the green for that longer, skinnier layer. And then for the layer that goes under the photo, I was kind of toying with those other blues, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go with that one with the large, lighter flowers on it. So let's get to cutting. I'm going to cut off the zip strip first so that we can save that for another project. There's some cute butterflies on there. And then looking at the sketch, it looked like that piece was a little less than halfway across the page. So I was thinking 5 inches, and when I held it up in my paper trimmer to 5 inches, that cleared the leaves perfectly. So I went with that and then trimmed off 1/2 inch from the bottom so that it would be a little bit shorter than my base page. But then when I put it up to my base page, I forgot I've got that second layer on top. So I'm going to go ahead and trim 1/2 inch from the top as well to create that layer, and I think that's going to look really nice. It adds a lot of visual weight over on the right of the page, so I'm going to have to add some visual weight on the left to balance that all out, so we'll see that unfold. Then I added that green stripe. I really like how that stood out. And then this blue was just a little too washed out for me. It was too light. It wasn't doing anything to help the photo pop out. So then I brought in this other one and I thought, well, that's pretty, but it's too busy. So then I brought in just some Lagoon cardstock and I used the light side of the Lagoon, but that was a little bit plain. So then I brought in this In Full Bloom scrapbooking stamp set and peeled off a couple of those floral stamps, and I thought I would just jazz up this paper with a little bit of stamping. So it's really great that this set has matching stamps, so even when your stickers are gone and the die cuts that come in the scrapbook kit are gone, you can still have these beautiful images left that you can stamp. And there's matching thin cuts that come with them as well. I tried second generation of the Lagoon ink and it was a little too light, so then I went with Glacier because it's kind of a little bit lighter version of Lagoon, and I liked that just perfectly with first generation. I inked around all of the papers with black ink to help them really pop off of that light background, and I think that that made such a big difference. It didn't take a whole lot of time. Now I have a whole bunch of die cuts. These came in the scrapbook kit. They're little die cuts that you can pop out, and it's like having a bunch of ephemera pieces. So I've got them all laid next to me so I can just grab them as I work. So these flowers are the second way I'm adding layering. The first way was to layer up some papers, and then now I'm going to be layering up some ephemera. Flowers are one of the easier things to layer if you're new to layering, or maybe you struggle with layering, because they can kind of just go every which way. But you do need to keep in mind size and color and shape a little bit. So I'm just kind of arranging things and tucking things under as I think they look good. And I'm going to play around with that cluster up on the right. Notice that that bigger flower that's on the right layered right on top of the flower that was printed on the paper. And that was designed on purpose. One of Close to My Heart's layout guides, if you were to follow their scrapbook guide as is, suggested to do that. And I really like that idea, so I just built on that, and I'll pop it up on foam squares. And then to balance out that cluster, I'm adding a cluster down in the bottom left. Now keep in mind the rule of threes and visual triangles as you're embellishing. So I've got the 2 points of my visual triangle, and as we keep going, I'm going to add a third point later as well. So that is a tip as you're layering things up with your embellishments. I'm going to add a couple of other ways to add layering to your layouts that are not paper or ephemera as we get going here. But first, as I'm layering up all of these pieces, I wanted to let you know about some exciting news from the creative design team. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this news since I've hinted at it, and we're super excited that we're now accepting new members in our exclusive membership group. We started this group with a select group of members back in February, and it's been so great that we decided we need to open it up to more people. So if you love learning new techniques, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned till the end to hear all about it. And there's also a link to learn more down in the description box below. So here is the next way that I'm adding layering to my layout. I cleared out my photo, and you saw me add some little pencil marks to know where it's going to land. And I'm taking a stencil. This is one of Close to My Heart's 12 by 12 stencils, so it's great for scrapbooking, and very lightly adding some glacier ink just to add a little bit of interest behind the photo. And even though it doesn't add actual textural layering, it does add a layer to the page, a visual layer. And then I'm also going to add some black splatters with the black shimmer brush. I love this shimmer brush. It adds black splatters and some like dark silver shine as well. It's just lovely. So before I add that third point in my visual triangle, I'm cutting some strips for my journaling. I like to do my strips a little bit wider than 1/4 of an inch. I think it's 5/16 of an inch. I call the 16ths a tick. Do you guys do that? It's just easier for me. 1 tick past 1/4 of an inch. That's how I measure in my head. So here is where I'm going to add that third point in my visual triangle, and I'm pulling some images from the sticker sheet, trying to decide where they're going to go. I really liked this sticker. It says "just the sweetest" because this photo, she really is just the sweetest. It has such a sweet look on her face. And I was thinking I wanted that to be my title, and I really liked that up there in the corner. So I'm going to commit to that, add a little flag to this paper scrap, which was just the leftover piece from that other strip that I have down on the paper. And we're going to add that in place, and I'm going to add some foam underneath that flower. So mind you, I was thinking that's my title. I'm not going to add a title. I'm going to move on to the rest of my embellishing and my journaling. I thought I wanted a little heart, and I pulled that out from these little chipboard or paperboard pieces that came with the scrapbook kit. Decided it was too much with those other black pieces. So I wrote my journaling. I cut those strips down quite a bit so they don't have as much visual weight because they're not as long as when I originally cut them. I decided to add a little bit more splatter to kind of continue that look down in the bottom. And then I decided this really does need another title. So I went in with this sticker that says "Live in Full Bloom," and I thought that this little spot right here was the perfect place to tuck a title. It's funny, I knew that the title looked good there, but I didn't know how to explain why, and I sent a photo of this layout with and without the title to my creative design team friends, and Carrie explained that the title helps to link the cluster to the journaling and gives you a nice horizontal line which adds weight to the base of the photo. I thought that was a really great way to explain it. So I took a step back and looked from a different angle and realized I needed a little bit more green on the right, so I added another leaf and tucked that in there. And I really like how this turned out. We've got so much beautiful layering going on here. So I'm going to show you some still shots in just a moment, but I wanted to explain the creative design team's new membership group. We're bringing you technique-based classes packed with tons of ideas to stretch your supplies, get your mojo flowing, take your skills to the next level, and even give you new ideas to teach in your own classes. Each class includes a printable handout, and you'll learn from all 8 of us with different styles and perspectives. Registration is only open till the end of March, so don't miss out. I'll leave a link with all the info down in the description. So I'd love to know, do you like adding layers to your layouts? What are some of your favorite ways? I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to hit the like button so YouTube knows to spread to more people, and also subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Be sure to check out the rest of the creative design team's projects. Andrea's went up yesterday, Erin's will be up tomorrow, and the rest will follow each day after. There's a playlist here if you want to see the rest of our videos as well. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.